Okay, we are still dealing with the summer heat for now, but it is time to start thinking about your fall veggies. So here with tips to manage the weather and also prepare for the next season, we welcome back gardening coach Tiffany Garner. Hello, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Great to see you.
Great to be back.
We have a lot to talk about.
Indeed.
We are in the thick of summer.
Yep.
It's very hot, but we have to get ready for what's ahead.
We do. It's time to prepare for fall.
Okay.
And hopefully if you've had some success in your garden, you are harvesting right now.
Right.
So kale, all of your alliums, if you planted onions, garlic, shallots, those are time to come out of the garden.
Okay.
Those are my little harvest right there.
Look at you. Way to go.
My little shady garden still working out there.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so once you've pulled those summer crops, you've got room in your garden, time to plant the fall crops.
Okay.
Yep. One of my favorites, I actually love root vegetables, just simply because it's like a little Christmas present every time you pop one out of the ground. You don't really know what to expect.
That is so fun.
It's super exciting. And things like carrots and parsnips, they winter over in your garden.
Oh, okay.
So right in the middle of December, you can just stroll on out to your garden and pluck a fresh carrot or parsnip out of your garden.
Well, that's kind of fun.
Really, really fun.
Okay.
So the trick to that, though, is we're planting during this heat wave.
Right.
So we want to make sure we do our little seeds some properly.
Okay.
So I've got some carrot seeds. Again, one of my favorite vegetables to grow from seed. And when you're doing root crops, you want to plant those directly into the ground.
Okay.
Instead of like putting them in a pot and starting them inside.
Okay.
Because the important part is what's underneath the soil, and if you're starting them in a pot and then you transfer them into the ground, that can stress them out.
Okay.
So we're starting them directly into the ground. We've got our carrot seeds here.
Beautiful.
And I'm gonna I just make a little row like that, and then I'm gonna sprinkle a heavy amount.
Okay. Very generous.
Very generous, and then you come back and thin later once they've started coming up.
Interesting.
So again, right, we're just gonna cover that whole row, and then pop these extras back in here and on the counter. Then my favorite handy dandy frost cloth. After we've covered up the seeds very gently, we're gonna lay the frost cloth right on the ground in your garden. You can get these handy dandy clips. They're called landscape pins.
Okay.
And they're like staples, and you just boink, boink.
Those look just like hairpins too.
Exactly.
I'm following along with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they poke right through the cloth into the soil, and they keep that there.
Nice.
And then when you water, you're gonna wanna get your little watering wand. I prefer the shower mode.
Okay.
And that way your seeds don't get dispersed all over the place.
Oh, that's
once
a
you've
good
planted them. Also, this is another benefit. I have raccoons in my garden.
Oh no.
And they love a dig.
Yeah.
And then the neighborhood cat, beautiful kitty litter box, she thinks my bed is.
Oh no.
So when I put this frost cloth on there and pin it down with the staples, they can't get in there.
That's a handy dandy tool.
It's super great, and you can just leave it right on there as the plant grows.
Beautiful.
I take the pins out and just let it rise with the plant. It still stays covered.
That's cool.
Really, really helpful.
You know so much stuff.
Hey man, ask 10 gardeners, get 10 answers.
Okay. Which, speaking of, we should ask you about tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Okay, here's the thing with tomatoes. Everybody has their own opinion about tomatoes,
Yes.
how to grow them, what to use. You've got red plastic mulch, you've got water things that go around it to stay cozy. It's all good.
Okay.
Everybody has their own tips and tricks, and that's fine.
Okay.
What you do want to do is make sure you're pruning any extraneous suckers. Like if you have little plants that are shooting out from the base of the tomato, cut those out.
Oh, okay.
Any lower branches, leaves I should say, that are touching the ground, I prefer to cut those off as well, just because they can kind of be a ramp for pests, and also with the leaves touching the ground, they can, they can get more fungal bacteria action going.
Okay.
So I just cut those things off, keeps the plant tidy and air circulation
Beautiful.
going. Fertilizing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still time to fertilize.
Okay.
Your plants are producing, which means they're using a lot of energy, and so they need some energy.
Okay.
And what I prefer to do is actually water my garden first and make sure it's nice and moist, and then I come back in with the fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes when you water, you'll see if the soil is really dry, it's kind of hydrophobic, and the water just runs right off.
Sure.
Well, then you're wasting your fertilizer.
Oh.
So I water first, get the soil nice and moist, and then I go back in with the fertilizer.
Great idea.
Gives them a good drink.
And then mulch for helping with the heat as well.
Absolutely. We're going to be back in the 90s and maybe even the hundreds again.
For a while.
Yeah. So keeping your garden mulched really helps keep that moisture in the ground instead of just evaporating out into the air again.
It's a lot to do, but we can handle it.
We can handle it. And water anytime. I know people like to say water in the morning, and sure, that is the best time to water.
Right.
But y'all, we all have jobs and a life,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can't do it. Don't let it get you down. Just water when you can.
It's like when they say for babies, fed is best.
Yeah.
Anytime.
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 Yep.
They need their TLC.
Absolutely.
Hey, great to see you.
Great to be
Thank
back.
you so much.
Yeah,
We'll
you're
see you
welcome.
soon. We'll have more information about Tiffany on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.